The epidemic of social isolation and loneliness is not one person's job. That's not my responsibility alone. It's yours. It's every person in the planet.
Do you think it's a growing problem, or is it a geographic problem? Is it a local problem here in Canada? Is it a global issue?
When I started, my answer would be yes, local and geographical, but not anymore. As a matter of fact, there is Cigna, a research group. There is a report that they released in 2020. It's 3 in 5 are actually experiencing loneliness, social isolation. Let's say 5 or more of us in one room, 3 of those are experiencing.
Do you notice if a lot of people that suffer from isolation are not married? Because I'm just thinking, well, I'm so glad I am happily married and that I have a loving child that I love spending time with. Because I remember being single, even though I was always super outgoing, there were lots of moments when it hits you. Wow. And now what? Now where are the people that can fill this gap?
Yes. Loneliness is part of human experience. Now, the chronic loneliness and the chronic social isolation is what we need to address firsthand and more seriously. The person who is experiencing chronic loneliness and social isolation derives from the feeling of loneliness but have not seek any support or not recognizing that it is. So it leads into that chronic conditions. The person who does not have any support at all, their lifespan is actually shorter versus someone who has a connection in their community and their lifespan added 15 years.
What does not work when we are trying to help someone that feels lonely?
When you push to people what you think a solution for them, it does not work.
Okay, so on the other hand, what are the things that we should do when we see that someone might need help, that they might be feeling isolated?
Everywhere that we go out of our door, we see people. And sometimes it's very difficult to identify because they're masking it with their smile. But simply to us, hi, how are you doing? Is everything okay? When I'm walking and people are sitting very quietly and their eyes is so far away, I know that their brain is so far away, I will quietly approach the person and say, hi, how are you? I'm Amie, by the way, and oh, so nice. So just make a little bit of chit chat, and when people does not want to talk, they'll just say, I'm fine, and then the follow up question is everything all right? And then they'll say yes, no, and that's when everything changes. When they say, not really, then the follow-up question that I ask is, would you like me to sit next to you? And they say, yes, please. And then another follow-up is, would you feel ready to share? If not, I'm here. I'm just gonna sit next to you until you feel that you no longer need me to be here.